Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Kapow's show, which is This is Attalla. J.Do. White. What's up, buddy?
No, this is Attalla.
He's
the
Attalla.
Right Reverend Larry Means. Yeah. You got a lot of people.
Reverend, oh Lord, that scares me.
Hey,
there's some more ammo, Harry.
Yeah, you got a ton of people on here. Mayor Joe Taylor.
Really?
Yeah.
Uh-oh, watch it. I'm going to be nice, Joe. I'm in your territory. Watch it now.
You have a speeding ticket.
Yeah.
Parking ticket on his car.
He says, good morning, my good friend, Mayor Means.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scott Cornelius is watching.
Mm-hmm. Oh, goodness.
Mate, can we just start right there for a second?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All the issues that's going on with independent pharmacies. Jeff and I didn't know it was that big of a situation. We had Scott on and kind of talking about everything. Mm-hmm. Golly, man, we have to. You talk about things in Attalla. Rick's Drugs is Attalla.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It is, man. So thank you, Scott. One, being a sponsor of the show, but just for what he does for the city of Attalla, man. Mm-hmm. It's a great business.
Sure has. They've done a lot. Matter of fact, I was at Montgomery 2 weeks ago, and I thought they had a deal worked out. Of course, I know, being there myself, I know deals fall apart, and apparently they have. I haven't talked to Scott, but I haven't talked to Jerry Rogers either. Jerry, good friend, independent. I'm concerned about them, what they're saying, you know.
Sure.
I'm an independent guy, so.
There's a lot of people that know who Larry Means is. Jerry and I run in circles where everybody knows, they think they know everybody.
Yeah.
But I don't think people know you like we know you. And you're a very transparent guy. You've always worn your feelings and your heart on your sleeve. People know how you feel about the Lord. They know how you feel about your bride that's in heaven. They know how you feel about your community. They know how you feel about your Blue Devils. Mm-hmm. But for those that don't know who Larry Means is, give them just a brief synopsis real quick about you and kind of what brought you into the first time when you said, I'm going to run for mayor of Attalla.
I'd gotten beat in a council race, and late Willie Carnes was never, he's passed away, but he didn't want everything to grow or do anything, you know, so I wasn't his favorite candidate. And it's kind of funny, I came in second in a 4-man race in a council, so the gentleman that won passed away the first year, and you'd think, well, I'm going to get it, I'm the second. Well, sure. Mayor Carnes picked the third guy who lived next door to him, who was his best friend. Wow. The guy fought him for 3 years. At the end of 3 years, Mayor Carnes came to me and says, I want you to run for mayor, and I'm going to back you. Well, that was a slam dunk.
Sure. Got
elected in 92, and I was on the council before, and then got elected mayor, and then got in the middle of that term, of course, ran for state senate, and didn't know what senators did, but I found out some good, some bad. But I enjoyed my time. It's been a long time. I'm probably the least person, if you'd known me in high school, to ever get in politics. I honestly believe this may sound corny, but I think the good Lord gives everyone a special gift. Everyone. Amen. And I'm not the only one. Joe Taylor, same way. Craig Polk, same way. Scott Reeves, Hare, Dana Snyder, all them. I think
4 out of 5 ain't bad.
Yeah, I'm staying away from that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be nice today. But I think they give you a special gift of mine was helping people. I always told my late wife that, and I appreciate you mentioning her because she hated politics, but she always went anywhere I wanted to go. Smile, and I'm not a fool. She got more votes than I did.
Right.
I mean,
there's no question.
I'll admit it right here on this show. And I said, I don't know what she was doing with me, and I'm setting myself up because everyone says we don't know what she was doing with you either. But she was the best person I've ever known in my life, and she did. She got a lot more votes than I did. She was a special person, and I miss her so bad. Again, she never stopped me from, I won't tell the story, the reason we ran again one time that we shouldn't have probably, but she asked me to, and she'd never asked me for anything. So I tell you, the only thing she asked me for in 12 years in the Senate, she says, Matthew McConaughey was making a movie there. She said, I want to meet Matthew. I said, shoot, this is no problem, wrong. The gentleman, you remember that, what was his name, Michael Urosky? He owned the
Goroski.
building where Kay Moore is now,
Okay.
and that's where they did the bicycle scene.
Yeah.
So anyway, we got to eat with McConaughey.
It's
and
the swim
Yeah,
bike
bicycle
place.
shop.
Yeah,
we got
okay.
a bicycle thing on Fair to Launch. Was good.
Yeah.
And he was here, and she got to meet him. And I tell this funny story. It was a throwaway camera, and there was two pictures. And Karen she was the calmest person. I mean, never got mad or anything. Well, she got mad at me, probably so. But anyway, she said I took a picture of her with him, and she said, "Since you got," I said, "I just want you to take a picture of me." I said, "Okay." We got the pictures back, and she's taking a picture of the floor. She got so nervous and everything, and she never got nervous. But she got to meet him, and it was a special time for her. She was a blessing to me and everyone around her. And again,
so funny.
no better than her.
But you know, my family loves you. Always says. When my mom says, I really like Larry. Man, I love Karen.
Karen, I hear that.
Yeah,
I hear that.
yeah.
But I'm not smart. I'm not too smart, but I know that part. But and all these other mayors will tell you, I'm sure, that their wife's the best thing that could help them get elected.
Joe
and
will because he's
everything.
scared.
I know he's
Because
scared.
his wife's from Attalla.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
I know. That's exactly right. She's a Attalla girl. And a lot younger. Every time I see him, I said, "You brought your daughter with you?"
Right.
I know he's going to love that when I say that again. So, no,
That's
he's been
awesome.
super. Joe's been, I was a friend before he got in politics. He's
yeah.
a good friend. And, I've been blessed. I'm blessed every day.
I tell you, one of the special things about Attalla, to me, growing up there, I'll fight somebody for Attalla, but Heritage Day, right, very special. But my wife and I now we go to Heritage Day, we decide what we're going to eat at Heritage Day, and we go sit in Cairns Park.
Oh yeah,
That's kind of our thing. We go sit in Cairns Park and just enjoy a meal during the festivities of Heritage Day. It's pretty special to us.
Oh yeah, Heritage Day. I think we started. You're going to hear me say we because Larry Means did nothing by himself, and I think the Heritage Day I think started in '92, '94 when I was a mayor. Before Jerry Don maybe worked for me then at that time that we
Don.
started. He's a good friend, good
Yeah.
guys. I've been blessed to. I've tried to not call names today. I've tried to make myself not do that because you're going to leave someone out.
Sure.
But the Cairns part was I was missed a council meeting and they voted to do that, and I very humbled, and Karen would have been humbled. Now Karen would have said you shouldn't have done it, but she'd have really loved sitting out there, and she unlike me, she loved to relax. She said I didn't know how to relax, and that's probably so. But it's a neat little place, and Ron Cato was behind that. And
That's who told me about it to begin with. Like
Ron
when it
Cato.
first happened, Ron is he's a special dude, man.
Yeah, he's had a lot of good ideas that's helped us downtown. He's so talented, really helped us, and I appreciate what he does. We've been blessed, and our downtown is the best it's ever been right now. The best it's ever been. People go places, and the first thing they want to know where you're going to eat. Well, we didn't have many eating places. Butch's was good, but he didn't get to open. But he was working a lot and everything. Didn't get to open as much, and then we worked it out. And Terry Bryant, Steve came back, and that really started the thing. Well, we actually the Mexican. Don Bogota's has probably started it. Now we got the pizza place and the pickle place. We got the Fat Boys tacos, and I'm gonna leave out some things. A chill spot. We just got a lot of things going downtown, and I'm gonna mention one name because if she's responsible. It's Kelly Moore, and she has brought the merchants together. Normally it was hard to get a lot of merchants together, but
Sure.
she has 20-something usually at every meeting. Of course, she feeds. Maybe it's the food. I don't know. But and she's John Moore's wife. And I tell everyone I had a choice of hiring her or him, which is kind of not true.
There's no choice there.
I know that's what I told them. I made the right choice. But no, they good friends of mine. But she just before I left, she told someone there, said I got to see him before I leave before he leaves back again. But she's a very energetic.
Yeah, we
The
like
merchants love her, and it's just made downtown Attalla the best it's been. And it's not because of Larry Means; it's because of city employees.
Yeah.
I have the best, and I told y'all this before it started. I have the best city employees. I don't get very many calls anymore. I don't. Everyone has my number. When I had a landline, like I told you, I had a lot of calls. It was different and everything. But let me go back and stop. Let me tell you what starts this besides Kelly and me or anybody is the city council. I had a strong, aggressive, active city council, And for a guy like me that's older and been in politics a long time, boy, it's giving me new energy.
Heck yeah.
These guys, they ask questions at the council meetings, and they call me and stuff like that. And I do get calls from them, but that's what I'm for. But I'm going to name him Dwayne Ball.
Mm-hmm.
Good businessman. Andy Kyler, been there for all his life. Great, always aggressive. Don Oliver's been on there a long time. Joe Herford, good businessman, good friend. Bob Cross, go to church with him all my life. He watches the budget and stuff. I've got people that do that, and the girls at City Hall, and at the rec, and at the library. I mean, I've got great employees. I just don't. I mean, people think that I say it. I've really got great employees. It makes it easier on me.
You know what good leaders do, though?
Yes,
you find
right.
amazing people and you surround yourself with them.
But I have them. I no doubt. I have them. It worries me if I just took off till 3 days. I told you hadn't taken off in a year, and took off till 3 days, and I don't think they miss me. I think they got everything done without me. But
that's a good sign of leadership.
Yeah,
It really is. When the leader can leave and know the organization is going to continue, that's leadership. And it's not just now, Mayor Means. It's years ago. You have surrounded yourself with people. We talked about him last week, Burley Wayne Hill.
goodness.
I mean, just great people all your tenure as a mayor there. I mean, you've done that.
I tell you one funny story. Karen used to say I collect too many caps and too many T-shirts and all that stuff, and I can put a cap on and tell, well, this is a good cap. So I had in my utility room, I had my good ones on nails. Well, Burley Wayne, he loved Karen to death, and Karen loved him. We all love Burley Wayne.
Sure.
I spoke at his funeral, and I
Several
had
he
two
made to clean
pieces
gutters.
of paper, and I started one. I didn't wad it up. I said, I can't tell that one. Burley Wayne. But
Probably several of
oh,
those.
I miss him so bad. I miss him so bad. But I came home and my caps were gone. I said, "Where's my caps?" I go in there to Karen. She said, "I gave them to Burley Wayne." I said, "You gave my good caps to Burley Wayne?" So anyway, I called him and I said, "I want my caps back." He said, "Miss Karen gave them to me." You ain't kidding. Yes, but,
Jeff, you want to go over some of the real quick? A lot of people want to say hello to you.
Yeah,
Mr. Ray.
let me bump back up here. Sorry, buddy.
I want to say I'm a truly blessed individual.
No question.
Well, you certainly are, and
And we're blessed to call you Unc.
yeah, you bless.
Don't call me
so
Reverend again. That scares me to death.
much. So you've got good grief. There is just so many people. Tracy Cordell, love Mayor Means. He's the best. Jay Freeman, the chief of police.
Jay Freeman.
Jay
Jay.
Freeman. Good morning, Mayor
Jay,
Means.
Jay's a good one.
He's
Jay's
a
a good
good
one.
guy.
I have a lot.
He may be the governor one of these days.
President.
Hey,
I hope I live along that. He will. He's good. I'm meeting with him Monday. as
he
matter
is a
of fact,
great
yes.
guy. He comes from great stock, doesn't he?
Does.
Great. His
He's good people.
grandfather's a wonderful man. Austin McGraw says, "Good morning. We're all watching from Waffle House in Attalla."
That's right.
How about
Miss
that?
McGraw? She's been there for 30-something years.
Debbie
she's,
McGraw, she's a wonderful.
She's watching
lady.
too.
Yeah,
She's
She's
she
one of
is.
my neighbors too. She's great.
She just
lady.
submitted good morning.
Matter of fact, they're lifelong friends of all of ours.
Yeah.
Yours and,
Yeah.
and mine. I got to know them because of Jerry. Let's see, Kelly Moore. Oh, Kelly, aren't you supposed to be working?
Yeah.
I don't know.
She's the one that said I better be back there in a little while.
She can multitask. It's so funny.
Yeah.
My wife Kelly and I are going to see my mother around lunchtime the other day, and I look. I'm like, "That's John Moore." John's walking down the street. Roll the window down, and I'm like, "John, get out of my city!"
And that tells you something that John's downtown walking in Attalla
Oh
what it
yeah,
said.
he
instead of where
does.
he works.
He won't admit to some of those things.
He
but
needed some class, so he had to.
Did. Did he have socks on?
I couldn't
No.
see from the vehicle, but he's,
No.
it was good. It was good seeing him.
Been in the tanning bed too, probably.
It was
I'll
good
put some
seeing him.
talcum powder in his shoes or something. Kelly, you make sure he puts talcum powder in there.
But record it.
Yeah, right. Anyway,
Sorry about it. You got a ton of people.
then you
on
got
there.
there's more jumping on here now.
Tabitha Brown, Daniel Harper. You got a lot of people want to say hello and good morning to you, Mr. Mayor. Go ahead, continue. I'm sorry.
Okay, I said my city employees are the best. There's no doubt about it. Everyone just they take care of everything, and we've taken over the Pee Wee football field in the little league to help us have a little more control. Our auditors want us to do it.
Sure.
Scotty Parrish doing a fantastic job down
We
there.
don't talk good about Scotty.
You don't? Okay.
Yes,
no.
we do. Yes, we
I
do.
was kidding. We love Scotty.
No, he's
Only problem about Scotty, he's a Boston fan.
and Tony Thomas was fantastic too, but he was hard to place. Can you imagine replacing Tony Thomas?
No.
Okay, it was hard. It was hard.
You remember we talked to Tony not too long ago. He was referee in a high school basketball
That's
game
right.
we did. Our last game at Coosa.
And you're yelling at him. For
Yeah, we're yelling at him for nothing.
That's great.
Let me tell you about a few things that people didn't realize, and I'm going to tell this now, Mayor Ford. About a year ago, somebody from Alabama Power called and had gone to Attalla. And they said, do you want this locomotive over at the gas and steam plant? And I said, I don't know, let's go look. Hadn't been in the steam plant. And I go over there and it's been refurbished. It's nice. So I carry Wayne Lampkin, who's a big railroad guy, the whole family was. His brother and I grew up together, James. And we go over there, and I said, yeah. And he said, well, the only catch, you're going to have to get it to Attalla. But he said, it's going to go through a lot of paperwork. Well, I said, we got to keep this from Craig Ford for 6 months. 6 months now we had to keep it quiet. So we had to get it there, and we had to pay to get it there.
Sure.
But it's a 1920 or 17, excuse me, locomotive. Nice. We haven't finished. We got the plaque done and everything now, the history of it. Got it over there, and he called me and had said, how'd you get that locomotive? Because I knew he would want it himself.
Sure.
But the Attalla connection, Attalla connection, helped do that with Jerry McCole. You remember Tom Cole? It was his son. And being friends with Jason Nicholson. So we've got that there, and we've got some more to do. We've got the farmer's market. One thing we believe in immensely, or I do, is going after every grant you can.
Yes.
We've been blessed with Jason Nicholson in his engineering department Attalla's nowhere else. Well, a little different, I guess, a little older city about old water lines and old sewer lines. Mm-hmm. So we've been able to get $4 or $5 million in grants the last 4 or 5 years in his CDBG grants, and he does it. We had to put a new sewer plant in, and to do that, because we've had over, I know, 50-something houses built in probably 3 years. People don't realize that. They don't think there's that many until you start going to count them. So I go count them. I go look at the ones. People moving in. So we need to build that base up again. There's no doubt about it. It's gone down from probably the 80s and things like that. But it all goes back to businesses. Now, I'm gonna mention some local businesses here, but you know, everybody knows Johnson's. You know, of course, got Walmart. Hereford's Scrap Metal. Joe and his brother Tony have been in business, you know, since their dad died.
As I remember.
Over 70. I mean, great folks. Joe and I not just friends. We friends, you know. Yeah. And Tony too. And Bob's Tires, Anderson Shoes, Rick's Drug, Attalla Used Cars, Thacker Towing. I'm probably going to miss someone locally, but the businesses downtown. There's no way I could announce them. I mean, name them all because I can't. I will at Will's Creek Clothing. Those girls are talented as all get out, doing a great job. Mm-hmm. Just everybody. I really hesitate about mentioning, you know, names like that, but you got to do it. There's just too many downtown for me to name. Yeah. But I won't say it wasn't dying, but it wasn't moving like it should, especially 4th Street. And we've been able to do that. But let me tell you about business, and these other mayors can tell you too. I tell this story about the Cooks plant, $58 million plant. I talked to them, don't hear from them for 2 years. 2 years now. Don't even, and I know the guy. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you how things happen. This couple came in and wanted the same property, but theirs was an experimental environmental thing. So I didn't make up any kind of commitment. I walk out the door. I'll never forget the things like this. I walk in with the city clerk. She says, Matthew Herman with Cooks is on the phone. And then I get on the phone. He said, we're ready to move. And I said, 2 years later? so it tells you, people just can't, it's just hard to do. It all mayors will tell you that. Yeah. It's just, it takes some working. We're working on the property we have down on the railroad now, and hopefully to close it out in a week. It won't be a lot of jobs, but it'll be some start. You just don't go out and get those 300 or 400 employee plants without. There's so much competition. Yeah. Everyone gives land. Everyone gives incentives. And speaking of that, some of the businesses that have really helped, the little Scooters place, you wouldn't believe what their numbers do.
Scoot on around, please.
Yeah, scoot on around. I'm there. They know when I pull in the driveway, I get the same thing. Anyway,
ours is the peanut butter thing.
Peanut butter is really good.
Oh, really? Yeah. I don't know. I don't eat that stuff. Yeah.
Sorry, you're very helpful.
No, I was just kidding. The Scooters, the Whataburger. Mm-hmm. We lucked up and blessed. It's a long story. Got Guthrie's. Bikes and motorhomes, they come in there, and if you saw what they did, you looking at those nice vehicles, you think, boy, who buys these things? But when you see the numbers, somebody buys them. We've been blessed like that. If you notice the flags downtown, have you seen that last few days?
Yeah.
Great. That's a Kelly Moore Merchants thing.
Heck yeah.
Merchants and Kelly Moore together, and both. And boy, she'll have a big head time I get here. She's listening to this.
She is.
Let me tell you that two things. That's the top things that I'm most proud of right now. And not that we hadn't always had it. My late wife was a superintendent secretary, had a good relationship with Jeff Colgrove and the school board. And he came up with a name, and I use it as partnership with them. Yeah. It's not just about sports; it's about schools. Look at what I'm gonna miss something. We got bowling now. We got tennis. Let me tell you how the tennis thing happened. You know, that old rusty tennis court that was there, and I was going to tear it down and make parking. Then I found out it was done by federal grant years ago. So we had to go back and do tennis. Now we got tennis. You know, Drew Knowles was there. They didn't want to start a tennis pro. We got wrestling. Coach Peavy started wrestling. When I look at those things, not just about winning the championships, but keeping kids off the street. If they're there, they're not doing something else. That's right. But his teachers, his custodians, and like I say, Mr. Colbert, Jeff, and I call him Jeff, and the board. Let me tell you the story about him. He if he's listening, he's going to know where this is fixing to happen. In the 90s, he worked for me when he was in school. He was going to college, living at home, no kids,
living the dream.
Yeah, living the dream. Don't know it. It's kind of funny you mentioned that. I'll tell you what his story about living the dream. He comes to me and he says, "I'm going to quit school and just work." I said, "That's good. Where are you going to work?" "The city of Attalla." I said, "Not if you don't go to school." So he goes back to school. So I take credit for everything, him being the superintendent.
Rightfully so.
And I hope he's listening for that, because he knows. But he and I can talk to each other rough that y'all don't need to hear about, in private, and walk away, because we've had some tough times with some different things. But does a fantastic job. I called him yesterday, and he's on the school. Like what line? The car line out there, just talking to people. And he's not politicking. Jeff just does things like that, and he's got a great board that does things for him too, and that's great. Here's another thing that's big. And Raceway. I forgot to mention Raceway.
Oh heck yeah!
Let me tell you the story about that. You know, we didn't own that land. A lot of people thought we did. They start calling us 4 years ago, I guess, and the Stewarts own the land. And then, of course, some people started blasting, going to put another gas station in. And I talked to the gentleman that owned it. There's three cousins that own it, young guys, and they own a bunch of them. And I said, "Can I call it a travel center?" Because he said, "Yes, not a truck stop, because they don't spend a night, and it's not just a gas station, you know." And so people got on there and kind of. But the problem with that is, if we stop that, the Stewarts are probably going to take legal action against us. You know, they're wanting to sell the property. It's been sitting there 13 years. So I'd rather have it there, and it looks nice, and you saw how they do it and everything. Here's the best thing. I won't say the best thing. One of the best things that's happened to Attalla in the last year. Mayor Ford gave us a van. They got where they couldn't come over here and get people to dialysis and things like that. And he gives us a van, and I really appreciate him doing that.
Sure.
We get the van, we get our logo put on it. You know, we go to Adam Holland like everybody and get the wrap around it and everything. That thing is full already with 20-something. We're going to have to look for another van. It's not a taxi service. It's to help people that can't help themselves. Dialysis. Like I said, we go over to Gadsden if they need a doctor's appointment, and I've Charlie Bush is over that, and again we mentioned her name. You can put it, and she gets it done. We kind of stole a couple of drivers from Gadsden.
I wasn't gonna bring that up.
That's his bad.
We stole a couple of drivers from Gadsden. Sorry about that, Mayor.
He ain't sorry at all.
No, not really. Not really. But I appreciate it doing that. But that's been a blessing. Think about that.
Sure.
That's a good. I guess a guy like me that's been through it with my wife with the Alzheimer's and stuff, and seeing things like that. It's just something we can do for the community.
Sure.
And here's I won't say one of the last, but one of the last. Our citizens have been fantastic to me. I mean, I try to put people, and I say, if you want to jump on me, I'm gonna give you an opportunity, and I'm just gonna listen to you and try. Nobody does that really. People call me. They say, "Why are they calling you? Why are they not calling?" Because they know me, and that's okay. That's okay. They'll call me about a garbage can not having a lid and stuff like that. Part I do get a few calls.
Sure.
But that we're working on the garbage issue, which we've had a little glitch about that the last year or two. But again, we have so much going right now, and I never thought, I didn't think it was dying, but I thought it was in a kind of stagnant right then. And I think putting a few people in some different places and doing some things, the Charlie Bushes, the Kelly Moores, the Scotty Parrish, the Chris Jones was always there, and I tell the story about Chris. Didn't even know it. One of the best guys I've ever known.
So quiet.
Yeah, just lives about a block from me. So when I get elected, you got about 2 months before you take office, and I was going to interview. I said, "Come on in." I didn't even know him. Lived a block from him. So Karen meets him and talks to him. Karen loved everybody. She loved everybody. She's just kind of like me. But I take him in the living room, and I talk to him. He's kind of quiet, not saying. He left. She said, "You need to hire him." I said, "What? You just met him?" She said, "I got a good feeling about him." And she was right.
She was right.
I always tell him that. I said, that was I'm sorry, I get a little emotional.
That's job security for him, isn't it?
He's a good. I got some guys that, like Jason Nix has got job security because of the sewer lines.
That's fair.
But again, and I got Davis Ligon working with him, and Jason was the type that I said, "Son, you got to have some help." And every time I'd walk by him, I said, "You need some help?" He said, I'm good." But I finally just hired somebody, and he's really using Davis Ligon is helping him learn about the thing. Because I said, "You won't always be here." The biggest problem I have with some of my people, and I won't mention my city clerk's name, but she knows what I'm talking about if she's watching, thinking they're going to be there forever, and they're young, but anything can happen. The good Lord takes, he does, things happen.
Speaking of the good Lord, you got Pastor Bruce Word watching.
Oh my goodness.
He wants to eat chicken wings.
Brother, I went to his church when I was in the Senate, and I would walk out.
Then you got saved.
Huh?
Yes.
What?
He knows what I'm fixing to say. I would come out the door and I'd say, "Boy, you sure did step on my toes." And I was in the Senate just visiting. I said, "You sure did step on my toes." He said, "Brother, I didn't call your name, did I?"
Right. I learned that from him a long time ago.
That's awesome.
He's a foxhole guy. Bruce is. I tell you, you know what a foxhole guy is. You got some that might turn around and shoot you while you're in it.
Hey, he's been in there with us. We love Bruce Word, one of my favorite men. Except when he paddled me. I don't like that.
When he what?
Paddled me at school.
Yeah,
Kusa.
and
Don't your best friend make calls to get him paddle me?
Some may say well-deserved paddling. I wouldn't say that.
That's a fact.
Your mama would.
My pastor doesn't do this, but every time I turn around, he's going to Hawaii or Bahamas to mission.
That's what they call it now?
Yeah, that's what they call it.
Just because he's got family down there, he said.
Is that what he got?
I think that's right. Yeah.
Family. Yeah, I guess their family's been there enough, so it should be. Nah, I'd fight for Bruce Word. He would fight for me. He's one of the finest gentlemen that I know. He's a good fight.
Agreed. He's ready to eat some chicken with you. He said chicken wings.
Yeah, he knows. I know what he's talking about. That his wife, I think, like to left him over that. So just a funny story.
Just over that.
Not really.
He could have came and ate some lunchbox chicken casserole. Ooh. If it came to the men's conference, he said he was coming to the other night.
Man, the lunchbox.
Thank you, Brother Bruce. Appreciate that. Christopher wouldn't let you leave, would he?
Yeah.
So somebody says, so does that mean Hooters isn't coming to Attalla?
Easy.
Not that I know of.
But call us, we'll talk.
Sure.
We do have a couple more things going on, and Kelly's always working. That's what she does. She's not just downtown. Her title is business and industry, but she does everything. My guy, the old, I guess, working at the steel plant and everything, and not that you don't hear anybody say this is not my job. I'm not doing it. These guys pitch in. You get, and I'm gonna mention this because Scotty Parrish, he was just a country boy that knew how to do everything, and whatever you need, if you need a light switch or a 2x4 put up, he just recently did a thing for helping the schools. He put a sand pit in for the football team, just not very expensive. Him and Jason Nicholson, and again, it's not just about athletics. If they want computers, what are we going to try to get them anyway? And we worked good with the delegation. I went down and spent several hours a couple of weeks ago just to get to know some new people, new folks that I didn't know. So I'm blessed, and the mayors in this town get along. They don't agree on everything, but
And that's okay.
Sure.
and that part of it right now, we can call each other. Ask for Scott Reeves this morning, 6 o'clock, which is not early for me. I'm sitting there. If you know Scott, he's been up since 5. He texts all of us about the potential for the storms and happening, and we all jumped in when Craig had something several years ago. My guys went over there. It's not about whether you get repaid for the money or not. It's trying to help out our yard, because we're all in this together. I tell people, if Craig Ford gives something, sometime it's going to help Larry Means and Joe Taylor and other cities. If Joe Taylor gets something, and indirectly it's going to help.
Sure.
So why fight and fight things like that?
Speaking of storms,
Yeah, it looks bad.
but in Attalla, your storm shelters are open.
Yes.
So that's very, very important. It's going to get bad, right? I think there's no question it's going to get bad, but thankfully there's places in Etowah County and Attalla that people can go to if they don't feel safe.
And I'll mention a couple of things with the council. Anthony Kyler, that was one of his things, putting one in that end of the town.
Love it.
Councilman Kyler, and we got it, and got the one in Camp Cypress, so we got both ends covered, and hope we don't have to use them, and ours will be open too. I know all the cities are leaving theirs open and being ready, because this looks like they're not even saying if, it's when.
Yeah, that's right.
And we had to cancel the baseball Little League supposed to start, and I sure was glad. I was going to throw out the first pitch, and
That's the Hoax Bluff series, right? Is that what?
No, that's a Little League.
Little League's what you're
Yeah,
talking
Hoax Bluff. We won. If
y'all win
you're
that?
if you're listening, Mayor Reeves, we won 2 and y'all won 1.
He watches.
Sorry.
Yeah. He called me this morning. I didn't get to see it. I was out of town.
I very much like him.
Okay.
He's been on the show. He's been on the show. He's a man's man. We like that dude.
Good fella.
Yeah.
Blake Bone calls me Monday, and I said, I called him. I said, I got something to tell you. I won't be at the game. What? You've never missed a home game? I said, I'm gonna be out of town. I can't believe you do this. And of course, he called me this morning. He got to go in the recap, and I said, I had somebody doing the recap and everything. It's going to be a tough region this time in baseball.
Absolutely,
it is.
Westbrook's real good. I think they're all real good. Somebody's going to get left and not be in the top 2, I would think. So, but that's the way it's supposed to be.
He didn't call his mom and dad on you to tell on you that you weren't coming to the game, Blake?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I figured.
Of course he did.
Of course he did. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mama,
Yeah.
Larry's not coming.
Cancel the games. That was next.
And this is something that's not nothing against anyone that doesn't do it, but since Karen passed away, I made it at City Hall or at a wall sporting event. Tennis, like I said, I never knew that, and the wrestling thing. They did good this year. I will mention this, that of course it won the baseball 2 or 3 years ago and got a championship, and of course got in the playoffs last year. And you got the bowling, it won 2 out of 3. I mean, I went to that. I haven't bowled in a long time and still couldn't. But that was exciting. Yeah. And then the one they just had, they won by one pin. Jackson Bush, hits to do it. And I heard that they wanted to tell him how much he liked, and he didn't want to know, or something like that. Or he did want to know, and they wouldn't tell him. They did like one pin, but I'd been nervous. But I'm just blessed to be able to do what I want to. Yeah. I mean, everybody doesn't get to do that.
True.
And again, I have such. I want to say it. My employees and my citizens are the best around.
And your city council
and we got it going.
Your city council's so good.
So good.
Despite Dwayne Ball.
Easy.
We love Dwayne, man. It's so funny because I can go to his office and we can sit there and talk for an hour straight. Football, Auburn sports, Etowah sports. That brother ain't coming on the show. He's not coming on the show.
No. He's not. He's just a plain guy that's done good. He's a success story. I tell him that a lot of times when I talk to him.
Yes, for sure.
And there's nothing he turns you down for not doing.
He has integrity. That's missing in a lot of people, right? Sure. Church folks.
You slip You missed a name there. You said Auburn sports. What about Alabama sports?
Exactly.
Yeah, we don't talk Alabama sports in there.
And Jack State. I'm a Jack State
We
guy.
do. We love Jackson.
Not in Etowah used cars, you don't.
No, at Etowah used cars, we do not.
Here we do.
We have a show for that.
Yes, we do. You would like to sponsor that? Contact us.
Yeah, we got you. We got you. But
What about, real quick, Max Packaging? They've been around for a long time with you guys.
Jeff Bailey and the McFarlands.
Yes.
Haley's.
Yeah, and do anything if you call and need anything for the kids that are having some kind of function
Sure.
and everything. Jeff's a neighbor of mine. Good,
Great man.
good,
Yep.
good. One of the best
Boy,
guys.
that's a heck of a neighborhood.
Yeah,
I'm
I
telling
got a lot of
That's
them
the
passed
elites.
on.
It is.
On Stowers Hill where I
Yeah.
live. It's all of them. Some of them have passed on, and again, we got a lot of houses being built, especially in Camp Seibert, because they got more land. And the biggest thing was the sports thing. These kids will just up and leave, and then somebody will come into town. But it's just we don't have enough to rent right now. That's the main thing. But anyway, it's just I get to thinking something. This is not work. This is something I love to do, and I never thought I always loved it, but I never thought later on. Of course, you don't think that
Sure.
far ahead. You never think. At my age, my daughter always said, "You're not 50-something." I said, "Yeah, but I think I am."
You look 50-something.
Well, I think
Yeah,
so.
you
I
look
work
good.
at it. I
Look
work. I
good.
have to admit,
You did well.
I work at it though.
Yeah.
I work at it. But we got our own little city gym that employees can go to with their families.
Andre Hams, good morning.
What's that?
Two quick things for me. Somebody asked me, "Hey, give me Larry in one word." You know the word that came up? Beloved.
That's true.
You are
That's a good one.
absolutely beloved in the city of Attalla and beyond.
It's true.
Name from the past, business from the past. I don't know if you remember or not. Van Express.
Oh yeah. Oh, I know. That's Dwayne Ball owns that property now. That's where
Yeah.
it's bought. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
He lives in their house.
Really?
Oh, everything. Dwayne does everything good. He wants this neighborhood to be the same
does.
way, picked up and everything. And again, these council members will call me. They're not mad. They just want something done. The law basically says the employees are mine,
Sure.
and I have to tell them. But I don't mind. Trying to help and everything. The biggest problem I think, and I think most of the mayors will tell you the same thing, is the 10% that don't keep up their property, and a lot of it's rental property, and that's the one thing that's a negative, and that's we have someone that does that, so it nuisance abatement, and people don't like to be told to clean their place up. But I mean, if you want to have pride in your city, you keep it clean. I tell people you don't have to have money. You can. I don't like to use the word poor. You could not have money and keep your place clean. Cut the grass, keep it picked up, and it's a constant battle, but it's the same 10%. Like I say, it's not. But I knew this was probably one of the easiest things that I could do today, talking about the city of Attalla,
Heck yeah.
because I am.
Attalla.
Yeah, you are.
Well, I shouldn't say it. There's a lot of people at Attalla, but I've been here all my life. I was born here.
And could go anywhere. You
Yeah,
wanted
that's
to be in
fact.
Attalla. You weren't trapped. You couldn't do anything you wanted to do. You chose to be in Attalla.
But the 12 years I spent in the Senate, I really enjoyed that, though. I was able to help help the cities and stuff. The difference, and if you haven't been to the Senate, if you're in a committee meeting and you're the only one in there that's ever been a mayor or a council member, you're fighting a battle that these guys, a lot of them don't understand. But I was blessed to have a lot of friends, and still like Jabbo Wagner down there. Goodness
Jabbo.
gracious, been there he's 88 years old, he told me the other day. Just still going, we're blessed.
Some of your Attalla people just crack me up.
Hilarious.
George Catalanado says, "Call the Mexican. I'll cut your grass."
I know him. I
He's
know
a great
him.
guy.
He's good people, man.
Yeah, good guy.
Woo.
Good guy. Yeah. He was. Don't tell that story.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
not.
don't
Don't
it
tell.
was nuts. It was not bad. It was just cute, I guess. And
I got the stories I can't tell.
I'll tell you this. One of the funnest things that Jerry and I do is we took a hiatus for 2 years, but we're able to come back again and start broadcasting the Attalla Christmas Parade, and it is one of the funnest events we do because we're just able to go setting the equipment up thing. But thank you so much, Ferguson, for always letting us use your power. I mean, they're just gracious people. But setting up's the hard thing. But then we just get to hang out. And the people that stop by our little booth or our truck to talk to us. But that event is awesome. Your people put on a parade and an event. It's just awesome.
Christmas doesn't
And
start
people come from everywhere.
until
I
that
hope
parade.
Mayor Ford's listening. I think not this year, but last year, not everybody. A lot of people said ours was better than Gadsden. So
It's a fact.
I just happened to mention that just a little bit. So
It's a fact. And it has to do with people that broadcast it
And
too.
the Heritage Day, it's not about. We don't even. I never looked and see how much money we made because we probably lost money. But the sponsors, that's another thing. Sponsors with these things. Yeah. We go after sponsors, and they always Dwayne Ball. Yes. He sponsors everything. And Joe Herford sponsors everything. Those guys, and they're on the council. They know. If I had two things, it'd be the council's input and energy, and the city employees. I'm a kind of and the merchants. Let's say
sure,
and the citizens.
Absolutely.
Got four things.
Do yourself a favor though. Let's hang on to Kelly, huh?
Oh, she ain't going over there. She's again. They like her, and that makes a lot. Makes it easier and all the things. But she has so much energy and it's very smart. And except for had a little slip in her life when she married John.
Well,
that's
we've all had bad moments.
I mean, unfortunately, she has to live with her.
He's a salesperson.
That's how he did that.
He is a great friend of mine. Him though, he's a good one. I'm gonna do a little something. I don't know what Mayor Taylor did. But I like to outdo him since I'm in his city. Oh, you've got one of those Attalla shirts too, and a bag to go with it.
Come on,
and a bag, and
we gotta put this on here.
Look at this.
Look at
man.
Joe Taylor came.
Mayor, thank you, Mayor Means.
Look at that.
Look
Look at the back of that. Joe.
That's the one with the Alzheimer's. The one we did with
Absolutely.
Alzheimer's because of my wife. And
that is awesome.
See that, Joe? Look at that.
Thank you,
Look
Mayor.
how awesome that is.
Jerry, I had to get
Jerry, you get him a medium, a medium.
a small since he lost that.
You went to Baby Gap and got him a small.
That's so fun.
That is awesome.
Jeff, before we close, you read that last message by Andrea Helms.
I will. Ms. Helms says, Larry Means is a wonderful public servant. He helped my kids in the Cherokee County Quest program and was a huge advocate for them. So that's from Ms. Helms.
Yeah.
Isn't that awesome? He's that way for everybody.
Your reach is far more than just the towel.
That's a fact.
For sure.
That's
well, I've been around a long time. I can't say.
I will tell you this. I used to sit and listen to my Uncle Sherman, and those that are friends of our shows know that Sherman Guyton's my uncle, and basically he raised me and my sister and my mom, and just I don't know of a better man. I don't. I've looked a long time, and when he wanted me to do appraisals with him, I used to ride and do apprenticeships with him and do appraisals. And to trust me to help measure a home, I don't. He had to go back and redo it, I'm sure.
No question.
But to watch you and him and Jerry Don Mabry interact, I think that helped me be a better friend to Jerry and a couple other ones that I have that have been lifelong friends. I don't think I've seen people that love one another and are loyal to one another like you and Sherman and Jerry Don and the list goes on. Mitchell Troop, Ralph Stanfield for sure, absolutely. Yeah. And Harry is a
we're not talking good about Harry today.
No good things about Harry today.
No,
in this show.
nah.
No reason.
You, some of them you just got to keeping them down.
Keep your
like
thumb
that.
on them.
Yeah, you can't brag on them much. That goes to their head.
The ego, size of Texas. But I will say this: it is far-reaching, more than just a talent.
Sure.
You've done a lot for me and a lot for my family, and you'll never know how grateful we are for you, and my whole family is for you. You're a wonderful man and a good friend.
I saw Sherman yesterday and talked to him and enjoyed that. Yeah, he close friend. I got most people lucky to have one good. I'm talking about close friend.
Mm-hmm.
And I had more, but you talked to Jerry Don and Sherman and Ralph.
Yes.
All three of us, and except for Sherman, the other three, the wives had passed away, and Ralph passed away. It's Jerry Don and I. Now, we talk usually 2 or 3 times a day. And some of the finest guys. I mean, guys that you would want in a foxhole, like I said.
Sure.
And I am so blessed. It's just beyond. And I thank the good Lord every day when I wake up that I woke up and I got friends and Not many people can say that much, and it's a lot of it, it's being in politics. Not, like I say, Karen didn't really love it, but she was great with the friends and doing things. Never got mad and except at me sometimes.
Deservingly so.
Rightfully so, and everything. But
well, there's no question how proud she is of you, was of you, and there's no question, man. No question, man. You were. Larry means is a lot of things. Good husband for sure.
I believe that.
Good daddy for sure. There's no question.
Hey, ask that boy and that daughter of his. They'll tell you.
Tanya tell you.
Tanya tell you. Well, she tells him what to do.
That's fair. You don't listen, but she be telling you.
No.
She get on to you still for posting on social media.
Yeah,
She does. I figure.
Yeah. But I want to thank y'all too for having me today, for being able to tell about our city and people that don't know and things. We've had I forgot to mention this one thing.
Yeah.
Alabama Power had a building there, and they of course they didn't own the building,
Yes.
and they shut down their satellite offices, and we bought it. Turned it into a museum.
Heck yeah.
Formed a committee. Now think about this. Probably 4 or 5 years ago, how many committees stay together?
None.
This committee stay together. We get one bid on redoing it to make a museum. It's not a huge place. $550,000. Can't do it. Ron Cato, again, he comes in and says, I can get that done, subbing it out and everything, under the bid law. I said, the bid law is $50,000 on this. He said, I can do it. Did it for $48,000. Did nice. I'm talking new air conditioning, new everything. Tore walls out. Ron, we put him over that. We paid
Good
him.
decision.
I hope we paid him.
For sure.
I hope we paid him. But the committee, we have it now.
Yeah.
You need to go in there. It's not huge. It won't
Yeah.
take as long as some museums and stuff. But that committee has stayed together, and they're Attalla, 100%.
Passionate about it.
Yeah.
And stop by the chill spot while you're there.
Hey, you got to stop by the chill spot.
They got coffee. Is that the coffee place?
They got
too?
everything.
Everything. It's more dessert, ice cream,
Okay.
that kind of stuff, but it's got coffee.
Don't get
So
those-
it's next door.
yeah,
correct.
Yeah, don't get those waffles things. They're not that good.
Yeah, would. I take the man meat
Because they
special.
want some more.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Well, you go to the museum, get you a chill spot, get you
Yeah.
a coffee or something, or a waffle, or don't get that. Get your hair cut.
Yep.
And walk
Right
across the
there.
street and hang out in Karen's Park.
Lockbox.
Right there.
Lockbox.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lockbox. He did great. Ron's son, Chris, and we just have so much going on down there. I love to just and I know you and your wife used to walk down there
Every day.
even when they were closed
Yeah.
and stuff. But it's not about me. We got the lights up. We painted the poles. We got all the poles. 78 poles, counting East Fifth Avenue. Painted the
a lot of
poles.
poles.
Put up those flags and banners. Oh, it looks. It's the
does.
best it's ever looked downtown.
It's clean.
Yeah,
neat.
we have so much going. It just and there's not many people have a downtown. I'm not going to say that's not
Joe
wrong.
Taylor?
I didn't say that.
I mean,
but he did. He's just this town not made that. Joe has so much going too.
It's coming.
It's coming.
He's too late. He's too laid back. He's not aggressive.
That's him, right? Not aggressive. Not
That was a compliment. He is aggressive, of course, but I'm trying to be nice sitting in his city. I don't want to do that. But
we did change the chairs out. We don't want you to sit in
Yeah,
this
we
chair.
don't.
I have a lot of relatives live in the city, so that's good. But again, I'm one blessed man. I know that for sure.
Well, we're blessed because of you.
Thank
For
you. I
sure.
appreciate
For
that.
sure.
Well, folks, thank you so much for joining us. This right here is Attalla, Alabama. We can't wait to bring you another episode next Wednesday. I think it's when we'll be live. We adjusted this one just for him. We won't do it for anybody else, but we did it just for this guy.
I
But
appreciate you doing it.
absolutely.
And I want to thank y'all for having me to do that. I mean, you don't get many times that you can talk about your city and stuff like that. And I appreciate it.
Well, once a week here.
Yeah,
I
you'll
don't
get it
do a
anytime.
lot of social media. I mean, you might see me on there some, but I never say anything negative on there. So if I post, I have to get Charlie Bush to help me post it. 'Cause she's afraid I'll hit the wrong button or something. But anyway,
She'll tell you about it.
That's a good.
For sure.
Yeah,
I need you to view my. No, wait a minute. I don't need you to
Don't.
edit mine.
Yeah.
I do
No.
not. Mayor Larry Means, thank you so much. The city of Attalla. Go down and visit them Saturday morning. You can go down and walk. You're off work. Go down and walk downtown. Go to the antique stores. Get you some Mexican food. Get you a chill spot. Get you a haircut while you're at it.
You know what I know about it, though?
What?
Once a devil,
Always the devil.
Hey, I'm a blue devil. That's another thing. I'm a blue devil through and through. I always will be. Wasn't worth it.
And a tennis team.
I mean,
they're killing it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Killing it.
Joey
Milliken.
Joey Milliken.
They're coming on. We're going to have 3 of the ladies on the tennis team on with Joey Milliken soon.
Oh, great fan, Joey Milliken. He grew up on Hughes when I was on East Fifth Avenue. You see all them kids running in and out of the house. I think there was 9 of them or something like that.
Fertile bunch. Fertile bunch.
But it's nice. We spent some money. The softball guy got a grant for $25,000. Coach Carter.
Yeah.
And
what you guys did naming
that
after
we didn't
Lydia.
talk about that. Yeah.
Yes, named that. Well, yeah, we just thought it was the right thing to do.
Absolutely.
You know, and it's been a blessing for us, so too. And just got so much going, and I love it.
Fantastic.
I love it. So,
and matter of fact, he spoke at an event. Not only is he up on the hill doing youth ministry up on the mountain, but he came down to Cherry Street, came back home to Cherry Street, and spoke at a youth event a couple of weeks ago. Joe Milliken did, and I heard it was incredible.
About time they had a youth pastor speaking the truth.
I mean, what?
you know, also we're having a Easter Sunday thing. I think y'all heard all the churches coming together.
Awesome.
I didn't know that.
I say all of them. A lot. I think they're going to do it on the Pee Wee Larry Means Field thing.
yeah.
I think it's the way we're talking about doing it right now. Might have to move it to the stadium if the weather's good.
Sure.
I'll try to
awesome.
let y'all know a little more.
Yes.
I'm sure. But all the churches come together. And nobody has everybody's got their
No
own
agenda,
church.
just
everybody just doing the same thing for the Lord.
I love the
So-
Towing Association, what they do. in
Oh,
the town.
Thacker Throwing, yeah, he does good too. I mean, I probably left someone out, and I hate it. Anderson Shoes, I left them out.
Got my first pair of kangaroos there
Hey.
back in the day.
I mean, Tammy and them, they've been there, don't say 100 years, but they've been there a long time. She hasn't. Her dad and mom were
Good save, Mr. Mayor.
Good friends of mine too, and like I say, Bob Tires and the Herefords and the Johnsons and. Lord, the Johnsons called us yesterday, wanting us to help them put up a flag. They've gone down and everything. We go do stuff like that.
No,
It's
that's family.
training, etc. Everybody's been we've been blessed to just.
If you only had a good fire chief in the town.
I mean, what in the world?
I don't even know what his name is. No, just kidding. Just kidding.
All right. We will see you next Wednesday at 10 a.m. for This is Attalla. Thank you, Mayor Means. Thank you to everybody in Attalla. We love the city.
Yeah.
And thank you to our sponsors, Rick's Drugs in Attalla, Etowah Used Cars, Dwayne Ball and Family, and Thacker Towing and Recovery. Matter of fact, I saw yesterday morning I was at McDonald's in Gadsden.
Yeah.
And I saw Thacker come in and helped an elderly gentleman out. So
I
good on you,
would
Bob.
be remiss if I didn't say this before we got out here. Still condolences. Kenneth lost his father not too long ago. He was also a great man. So condolences for sure.
Let me mention one guy y'all know, Mo Smith. Back Glencoe, he's had
Yeah.
a tough
Okay.
time. He
Yeah,
had knee surgery a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
And it's been infected.
Oh, I
They
didn't
had to
know
go
that.
in there and redo it this time. He's struggling a little bit right now as of yesterday. I haven't got the report today.
Well,
But
here's what I know. You still don't want to play him in golf.
no, well, he can't. He's not able.
Yeah, man.
That's sad.
I wouldn't put $20 against Mo Smith right now. Couldn't get out of bed. He'll beat you in golf. He'll find a way.
He beat us.
He'll beat us in
You know,
golf.
he used to play 4 or 5 days a week.
Yeah.
He's depressed right now, but he's going to be okay.
Well, shoot him a text
Got a lot
message
of
in a minute.
prayers.
My
Got a lot of
goodness.
prayers.
Thank you for that.
Yes. Sir.
Absolutely.
Thank
All right.
Thank
We love
y'all. Thank everyone for listening to all my story. But when you get talking about a tile, I can do some talking.
you. That's right.